Toastmasters and most welcome guests. Body language, it always fascinated me. And I lived in 10 different countries and I speak 5 languages. And whilst living in these countries, of course, I picked up some of the body language that's typical for a particular country. Tonight, I will discuss 3 countries: Italy, Greece, and England, because for me England is not my native land, so I look at it as a foreigner, and I will share with you what strikes me the most about the non-verbal communication in these 3 countries. I'll start with Italy. As you know, Italy consisted of different kingdoms, and in these kingdoms people spoke dialects and different languages, and the only way for them to actually understand each other was through the gestures. And maybe that explains why Italian body language is so rich. My favorite is this. Cosa fai? What's the matter with you? Let's say if you're in a restaurant and you would like to compliment the chef that you really enjoyed the meal, you don't have to say anything. You just do this or that. It means perfetto. And of course, body language in Italy requires the whole separate speech because it's so rich. I would like to move, however, to another country, Greece. Because when I was a student, I dated a Greek guy, and I remember my first trip to Greece. We went to Naxos from Athens. And my boyfriend Manos, he went to buy tickets for the ferry to go to Naxos. And I was just sitting there, the queue was quite long, I was sitting alone and looking and observing people. And I saw a guy looking at me about 10 meters away. He was a middle-aged guy with a belly, greasy hair. I vividly remember his image. And he was looking at me and doing this. I thought, oh. And then my boyfriend returned and said, Manos, can you explain to me what this means? I said, what? So this? Well, he said that this is typical thing for guys in the port to attract women for a more sort of intimate situation, so to speak. I said, oh my God, this is great. I never seen anything like it in my life. And then I remember we came back from Naxos to Athens and went to a big taverna, very famous. And our waiter was also the owner of the taverna. He was a very tall, grand Greek guy, proud of himself, and he was taking our order. And I said, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to make it interesting. So when my friends, there were like 20 of us, they were reading the menu, I said, I'm going to practice the gesture, why not? I did this to him. I got his eye contact, and I did this. His jaw dropped, his eyes became like this. And then all he could say, Moromo, which means my baby. I said, oh, I'm really good at that. And then I went to England and I showed that gesture to all my English friends. I said, oh my God, this is amazing. So, England. So I am in England for quite a while, and I was thinking, what would be most interesting gesture or body language or expression in English culture? And I found 2. The first one is a fake smile. No matter what happens in life, who doesn't have a fake smile? I think it's very useful. But even more useful, I found a poker face. Again, no matter what happens, no matter what you're going to say, if you just can pull that poker face, I think you're right. You will be all right. I mean, can you imagine the life without these 2 gestures? Where will it all end? It would be terribly embarrassing. People might actually know what you feel and think. No, we can't have that. Let's not forget, many years ago, Oscar Wilde said, the most important thing in life is to be as artificial as possible. That's the most important duty. What the second most important duty, no one has yet discovered. Madam, Mr. President, Mr. Toastmaster.